with the new expansion for PSO2 New Genesis coming very soon, since we only about roughly a month out from it, we have some serious questions that need to be answered here, such as what's gonna happen with the weapon armor we have right now, and then when it comes to the new rarity coming in the expansion, and will there be any new legendary weapons similar to Rugged coming into the game, or is your equipment just fine and you do not have to worry about any of that? And today, that is what we're going to talk about here. But before we hop into all the nitty gritty about your equipment, welcome back to your #1 stop for PSO2 New Genesis gameplay, how-tos, and all that jazz. So with that, I would like to give a giant thank you to everybody that's supporting for October here on YouTube through memberships, Patreon, and of course subscribing over on Twitch. But we will go more into that in a bit. For now, let's go ahead and let's discuss some weapons. So to start off, this information is coming from the headline stream that recently just happened. I will have a link above if you want to check out my coverage of it. And there was a lot of good stuff in there, such as player housing, but today we are here for the weapons themselves. So lucky enough, we do got some information about the rarity 8 weapons are coming into the game and what it actually means. So the brand new weapons that will be showing up here, Fusion weapons. So we of course have a little bit of look toward these, and these are going to be fire element weapon, which in one hand would be helpful, especially against a lot of enemies in such areas of Cabals, but seem a little counterintuitive at that moment anyway to have fire weapon fighting fire enemy. But whatever, we will see how that's gonna work out. And of course, with the weapons that are coming into play here, we do know, thanks to Hawaii, that they are not going to be nearly as much of a jump in power that we have seen in previous expansion, with them only going up a handful of percent for bait DPS. But we will have this elemental file, so maybe a little trade-off there. So if you are someone who is walking around with your Kaiser right now, or your Rugged, which we will talk about in a moment, as far as normal equipment is concerned, do not worry, you are going to be able to bring them into the new region, and at least at the time of that video anyway, don't seem like they're going to be instantly replaced like weapons have been in previous expansion. As far as the Ruggeds are concerned here, is of course they pretty much roughly the same, since Hawaii did verify that we will not be getting any upgrades when it comes to a weapon similar to Rugged coming in the new region. So I'm going to go ahead, let Hawaii here explain it, and we will come back and talk about it.
Note that unlike when the Kavaris region was released, this time there will be no higher rarity level weapon releases with the launch, meaning that there are no 9-star rarity weapons releasing at this time.
So yeah, as you can see, there will not be no fancy weapons coming in. So as of now, the rarity 8s are going to be the only thing. So if you have a Rugged, a Kaiser, or whatever weapon you have right now, and you have spent the time upgrading, adding armament, farming it, do not worry, it will be valuable going into this expansion. So Elite that verified that, and I think it might be like a fourth scene of actually noticing, maybe as we are now getting into the more higher rarities here, Sega is going to slowly start stepping back from the quote-unquote legendary weapons that we can get our hands on. Since personally, I can foresee Sega leaning way more into the such weapons such as the Kaiser and going to more resale shop situation, or if you play bait PSO, pretty much like Zig. I can see that being a thing, and maybe that why Sega trying to move away from that. We will have to wait and see, but I still foresee us getting some weapon tied to resale coming up. But hopefully we'll find more information out about that on the net headline stream at the end of November. But for the time being, when it comes to the weapon we do have, it is really nice to see that all the time spent farming and trying to get your hands on it, not counting all the money and Maceta you have spent, is gonna actually pay off and still be useful. The question gonna be though, when it comes to the rarity 8s, and if we're not getting a legendary weapon, is how much drastic is the damage outputs, with Sega saying it's not going to be all that much more than 7. We still don't have the information as far as like how much of the DPS and default that it will have. But don't you worry, as we get closer to this expansion in December, I imagine that information will become available over on Arc Phone. But for the time being, it seemed like you are good to go. So if you have a Wugget, a Kaiser, or any of the other weapons, or if you're still trying to farm it and you were thinking like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time, well, if we got anything to go by from Sega, it seemed like you're going to be just fine for probably at least the first few months of the new expansion. We will see what comes of it. Will it be the net big evolution of going straight into ESO? Or are we just going to be getting about like 3 new weapon type roughly per expansion? I guess let me know in the comment below or what you think is going to happen here. Because I'm personally in the camp, we will probably get up through ESO. But once again, let me know. I'd be interested to know your opinion below. And while you are down there, make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the wonderful bells below. And of course, if you want to support the channel, you can do so in a few ways to become like all the wonderful folks here that is supporting for October. And also, at the time of that video, happy Halloween, everybody. So I will lie, I'm not in costume. Hang on, we gotta rectify this. Okay, I get this work. Happy Halloween, everybody. But if you do want to support as I get OCD, he'll get distracted, you can do so by hitting that wonderful join button below here on YouTube and join for as little as $1 and get your hands on some emotes and a whole bunch of stuff for YouTube. Or you can come on over to twitch.tv/Troy Maconn. Subscribe over there, check out the live streams that I am doing pretty much every day. We will going to be, I should say, go back to what they are scheduled pre-Halloween. But nonetheless, I do stream all the time over there, so be sure to come on over and say hi. As well as come on over to patreon.com/Maconn. Get you a whole bunch of behind the scene, whole bunch of wonderful loot and videos and pictures of Luna and so much more. Links in the description for all that. And of course, with that, that's going to go ahead and do it for me for today. And I will see you tomorrow as well as in the comments. By the way, these are actually really nice to have bells. This is great. This is the best thing I ever bought.